Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control. You've come across
Are you tired of the media spinning the truth and pushing false narratives? Well, take a look at this. Over the last 3 years, while the establishment media was pushing false narratives,
Hey everybody, Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control. I'm here, I'm live. I had a little bit of hiccup there at the beginning trying to get everything set up. I think it works. My headset broke, and so I haven't been able to get my earpieces to work right. So I was trying, but it's broken. So hope everybody's doing all right. Hope everybody had a good day and everybody's ready for the weekend. So I left.
Hey everybody.
Whoa.
Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control. I'm here.
Okay, I mute my volume there, so it's not, because like I said, I don't have my headphones hooked up right now. So I'm gonna take, let me see, kick it off with the book I was reading the last time, right where we left off. If you were here for the last actual live stream I did, I did do one where I was like laying in the bed just talking to people, but I'm gonna, last time it was about cockroaches, and today I want to go over fleas. This book right now, I think it's still free on Amazon. I think I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's still free. Oh, let me give you my link. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been doing this live stream thing as many nights as I can during the month of April because of the coronavirus. So, a lot of people are affected by coronavirus. And I like to come on and live stream and give you free information all the time. You know, this is just what I do all the time. I actually was looking at my videos. I got over 200 videos now on just pest control, like how to eliminate spiders and crickets and ants and termites and bed bugs and fleas and all kinds of bugs. And so you can go through and check any of my stuff out if you want. But today I'm talking about this t-shirt. So my wife and I, we came up with this shirt. It's about being essential. And so one of the biggest issues with this whole coronavirus outbreak is that people are being deemed as non-essential, you know, non-essential workers, like your beautician or the waitresses. You know, I actually talked with a lady today who works at a restaurant. She's a manager, and she says she had to lay off every single waitress at the restaurant because all they can do is curbside pickup. And so it's just her and the crew that work there. As far as preparing the food, every waitress has been laid off. They laid off a lot of people, hostesses, waitresses, everybody just got cut because, you know, they have no use for them anymore. They're not allowed to have people come in the restaurant and sit down at their tables. And so these people need income. And so this shirt, it's a $20 shirt. I'll post the link. And my wife is here too. She'll probably poke her nose in every now and then. She usually does have something to say sometimes. But that's the shirt right there. If you're interested, it's on the back. I know you can't read it right here, but it says, if you are, let me see, I can't even hardly read it. If you can read this, then you're not 6 feet away. And it's a hashtag social distancing. So it's like a joke, basically, that if you are that close and you can read the words on that shirt, then you're too close. Because the whole point of the you know, social distancing or you know, the coronavirus or whatever is to stay back away from people so you don't get sick. So that's what the shirt's about. So anyway, I want to continue off where I left off on my book. So I wrote a couple books a while back, and the newest one is the one that's actually free right now, up till today anyway. And let me link you to my store. So it's in there. If you go here, the book is right there. It's the Troublesome Pest Solutions Volume 1. And so it goes over bed bugs, fleas, and cockroaches. Those are the 3 bugs that I go over in the book. And so I've already read the entire first chapter on stream live to you. You can go back and watch that VOD if you want. And I did it like 2-3 days ago is when I did it. So it's real easy to find. It's one of my most recent live streams. And so let me go ahead, and I want to continue reading where I left off. So let me see if I can bring up this window. I want to share window capture. I think that's the one. Let me see, is it? One thing I've learned about doing live streams is there's a lot of troublesome parts to it, like a lot of trial and error and fixing stuff. Every single time you get on, you've got to fix something that's broken. And so this is like it's like every time I got like the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the stream, I'm just sitting here fixing crap. So that's what's going on. That's what I'm trying to figure out, how exactly to share this with you so you can read along with me. So let me see. Let me add a source. We're going to go with a window capture, I think is what I want to do, or a browser image. Window capture, there it is. And add source. And we're going to do this. And we're going to call it book. And we're going to add source. And we're going to click it right there. There we go. So there is the book. So let me move some stuff around here. Put me up there. Put this right here. So there we go. It's Adobe. This is in Adobe. I wrote it in Adobe. But if you get it now, it's on the Kindle book. And so normally it sells for 99 cents for the 3 chapters that I wrote. There's another book that I also wrote about just bed bugs by itself. That's also 99 cents because it's the cheapest that you can actually sell a book for on Amazon. You can't actually put them up for free. Now, if you have Kindle Direct, you can get the book for free. You can read all my stuff for free if you're on Kindle Direct. So it's just like, free stuff. So this is where we're going to go ahead and read this here. This is the last few pages of my pesticide options for roaches about baits and sprays and things like that. Now, this book, if you'll notice, there are different little spots here, like right here where it says Alpine WSG and boric acid. Those are actually listed in the glossary here. Let me just show you that real quick. Let me just scroll all the way to the end here, and we'll go over the glossary. So this is treatment practices. It tells you what bait means because there's different parts in the book where they're actually underlined and bolded to show you that might be something you want to look at in a glossary to define. Broadcast application defines what that is, crack and crevice, and all the different things I go over. And don't hesitate to ask me a question. If you have any questions at all, like I said, don't hesitate to ask because we don't have to just read this book. Mitchell Brooks says, Crossfire out today. Any advice on treating my apartment? They are for sure in my bedroom and in the couch's living room. Would love to know if anything that could help. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let me skip flea control. I'm going to skip this chapter. Now, this is the chapter I was going to read tonight, but let me just go straight to bed bugs since Mitchell has a specific question about bed bugs. Yes, fleas. See, I got pictures in here and everything too, different fleas and stuff, what to look for. But let's actually go to bed bug control. This is a chapter everybody's always interested in anyway. This is what anybody ever watches my channel for, is all the bed bug information I have. Now, this is a very simple guide on how to get rid of bed bugs. It's not really detailed. It's not about the history of bed bugs, where bed bugs came from, who their grandfathers are, whatever, and who they're chewing on, and who they prefer to eat, and what kind of blood type they like, and all that stuff. It's nothing like that. No case studies or anything. It's just plain and simple. This is what bed bugs look like. This is how to kill bed bugs. That's what this is about. So, the following steps to eliminate bed bugs, I would like to step back and take a moment to explain that these steps are extremely labor intensive, and it is. It's a lot of work getting rid of bed bugs. If you have issues with heavy lifting, then hire a professional because you're going to have to flip your beds and your couches and everything. It is a lot of heavy lifting. It takes a great deal of know-how in order to get bed bugs under control. That's a VV. Man, my editor. Okay, that was me. The elimination of these parasites. I will also point out here that all the steps outlined here are legal in the state of Virginia. They may not be applicable where you live, so be sure to check local laws before applying any pesticide. I have to get that out there. All right, follow your labels. Always follow the label. I cannot stress this enough. I know I say this all the time, but in the case of bed bugs, it is very, very important to follow the directions given by the manufacturer of your pesticides. Never apply a pesticide to your bed unless the label allows you to do so. Most pesticides are not clear to use on beds, and I don't believe any are labeled to use directly on sheets, pillows, or any bedclothes whatsoever. So strip your mattress and everything. Step 1, identification. Many of you may be asking yourself, I thought this page was only about bed bugs. Why do I need to know about other insects? In my field, I see the misidentification of all sorts of bugs all the time. Bed bugs are some of the most common and most expensive mistake one can make. We need to be sure that bed bugs are what you have before the treatment can be made. Below are the top 3 misidentified bugs that aren't actually bed bugs. Now you see these bugs right here. I took these pictures myself. This is a bat bug. This is a bed bug. Now they both look like bed bugs to me. But this is a bat bug and this is a bed bug. And it doesn't matter the color, it just happens to be one's a little bit older than the other. But these are both identical to the naked eye. To look at them, they look identical. You cannot really tell them apart through sight alone. The only way you can tell bed bugs apart is under a microscope. These are carpet beetles. A lot of people will misidentify bed bugs and think the carpet beetles are bed bugs. They're not. Carpet beetles are carpet beetles. They turn into a little bitty beetle on your bed. All right, they'll get in your windowsills and stuff too, but you will find these larvae when you flip your mattress upside down. They'll be all up around the felt on the bottom of the mattress. That's really common. Carpet beetles. A lot of people mistake the bites or actually skin reactions to the hairs of carpet beetles for bed bugs. Carpet beetles do not bite, but some people do have moderate to severe skin reactions to carpet beetle fibers or the bugs themselves as they walk over the sleeping victim. They also have cocoons, which they will deposit around the mattress and sofas. In much the same way, bed bugs will leave their shed skins. So that's why people get them mistaken all the time, because their cocoons, their skins are left behind just like bed bugs. Bat bugs. Bat bugs look identical to bed bugs. And I'll also insert here that chimney swift bugs also look just like bed bugs too. And so they come with chimney swifts. Bat bugs look identical to bed bugs, except with when magnified, they show tiny little hairs all over their bodies. When compared to a bed bug, there is no question which is a bed bug and which is a bat bug. Fleas. If you have pets, don't rule out a flea infestation. The flea is much smaller than a bed bug, and a great deal of my customers who have fleas don't even see live bugs. They just experience the bites and itchy reactions. I have been in homes where the customer was positive that they had a bed bug problem, and they actually ended up having fleas instead. So that's a real common thing. Step 2, elimination. Now this is what we got into. Mitchell Brooks asked this question. Remove all people and pets from the home. Remove all bedclothes, sheets, comforters, pillows, etc. from the bed. Also, remove any skirting, dust ruffles, or mattress pads. Remove any bed bags or total mattress encasements you may have installed. With an approved pesticide, labeled for use on beds like Crossfire, treat the mattress top, sides, bottom, paying close attention to the seams of the mattress, the little pillowy seam all the way around the end. You want to make sure, and especially with pillow top mattresses, to talk about pillows, you want to make sure you pull that pillow top up and treat all along in that seam all the way around the edge. Some pesticides are labeled only for seams, so read your label, because some pesticides will allow the treatment of a mattress, but only around the seams of the mattress, not the mattress itself. You may need to lean the mattress against the wall to properly treat the underside seams where it lays on the box spring. Lift the box spring and remove the felt underbelly, so that piece of cloth on the bottom of the box spring, you want to rip that whole thing off. Treat inside the box spring. So many people skip this step, but bed bugs love to live inside the box spring. Treat the seams and the rest of the box spring like you treated the mattress. Treat all cracks and crevices of the bed frame, the rails, headboards, and footboards. Any crack of the bed must be treated, or bed bugs will live in those cracks. All right, they don't have to feed. The thing about bed bugs is they don't have to feed but once every 18 months. So just because you treat the bed doesn't mean you will get rid of your bed bug problem. You need to make sure you treat every single place the bed bugs can live. Reassemble the bed, making sure to launder any bedclothes to ensure any live bugs on the sheets are killed. Do not remake the bed until the bed is completely dry, anywhere from 3 to 5 hours depending on your label. Treat all cracks behind baseboards, crown molding, window frames, shoe molding, etc. in all rooms of the home. Also, be sure to treat all beds in every room. Yes, even guest rooms that may not be used too often. Check curtains for bed bugs. Bed bugs will live on curtain rods and even inside curtains. If your curtains are found to harbor bed bugs, they may need to be disposed of depending on washing instructions. So if you can't wash your curtains, you need to just throw them away. If they have bed bugs living in them, or you found their poop or something like that on the curtains. Flip any couches, love seats, or easy chairs upside down. Remove the felt underbellies, just like the box spring, and treat inside these furnishings. Be sure to pay close attention again to the seams and the joints where the pieces of furniture join. You may not be able to get inside some of these furnishings, and they may need to be disposed of. I have never advised anyone to throw away their furniture, but sometimes when customers have thrown away the furniture, it has helped eliminate their bed bugs faster. Flip couches and other furnishings back over onto their feet. Treat under the cushions where the backs and the arms meet the springs. So usually, like I say right here, I usually will press with my foot lightly against the springs to open the gap between the backboard of the couch and the springs. This gap must be treated because bed bugs coming from under the couch will use this gap to travel. Do not put cushions back on the couch or other furnishings until dry, 3 to 5 hours based on your label, same as I said before. If all these steps are followed, the bed bugs should be eliminated in about 90 days or sooner, depending on the life cycles and which pesticides you use. The treatment should be followed up once a month until desired elimination. Now, this is with Crossfire. If you're using something less effective, like Tempered, you're going to want to treat every 2 weeks, maybe even once a week, depending on label. Pesticide options for bed bugs. Baits. I know this is crazy, but using this treatment method, I find that the person who sleeps in the bed is the bait. The bugs, will try to get to you to feed, and when they do, they will crawl through the pesticides and die because Crossfire is an invisible barrier. It's an invisible barrier that the bed bugs do not see. They see you as the food source. They crawl to you to to eat. And then they crawl over the surface that's been treated and they die because the box springs, the bed, everything's been treated. They should only be able to crawl over a treated surface. Any bed bugs that live in the box spring, on the mattress, on the bed frame, on the headboard, footboard, whatever, will die. What you're killing are the bugs that are coming to you from other places in the house. Maybe you have a hardwood floor. Maybe they're hiding down inside the hardwood floor. They will come out of the hardwood floor to get to you. Sprays. Crossfire is what I recommend. And see, I have it bolded and underlined, just like I told you, is what I recommend. Alternating with Alpine WSG monthly. When purchasing Crossfire, be sure to not use the aerosol because it isn't as effective as a liquid application. Foggers or bug bombs are never recommended for the treatment of bed bugs. Do not buy them as they are a waste of money and get pesticides on everything you own. Also, they will cause the bed bugs to run into other rooms of the home, causing you more problems. Dusts. DE, diatomaceous earth, is recommended for the treatment of bed bugs, but only in wall voids. Most people, when they treat with DE, grossly misapply the dust. People tend to sprinkle it everywhere, and it will adhere to all surfaces of the home. DE is not safe for your lungs and isn't really advised for use. Crossfire is much better choice, and if the directions are followed, will eliminate the bed bugs without the need for any dust. So you don't need to use dust. If you're killing your bed bugs with Crossfire, I have never had to use dust since I started using Crossfire, not one time. I used to have to use it all the time. I don't use it anymore at all. I haven't had to use it in over 3 years, ever. You don't need it. And these are a few pictures of some bed bugs I've got some pictures of here. The above images are to help in identification. The picture on the right is of a corner guard of a box spring. Always check behind these for active bed bugs. So you see how this little corner guard right here, I actually peeled that back and you can see where they've pooped all over the bed and there's live bed bugs there. This is actually of a house I did a treatment for. And you see this is the felt right here that I tell you need to remove. You need to actually pull that felt off of the bed and treat inside the box spring, but peel this back and treat behind it. You can actually just take that whole thing off of there, but the reason these are on is to protect your walls and protect your bed when you're moving it in and out of your bedroom. So you may want to keep them on. It's up to you. That's up to you. But if you do remove it, it does make it easier to treat like underneath these little flaps and stuff like that. The above images are here. The picture on the right is a corner. Always check behind it. So that was actually a box spring. So see here, this is a piece of now this bottom, this one's black, this one's white, but I pulled it away. You can even see how some of the cloth is still stuck to that staple right there where I pulled it back, and there was a bed bug hiding right underneath it. So they do hide underneath that piece of felt. Now here's the glossary. The following is a list. Now let me go back up here. I want to go ahead and read the flea. If you have any questions at all about bed bugs, don't hesitate to ask. Now I'm not sure what an IC3 machine is. Let me look at that real quick, because somebody mentioned. Oh yes. That is, yeah, I don't know. I've never been much into those, actually, those portable aerosol machines. I just buy aerosol cans and use that. I prefer to just do it that way. So let me see if I can pull up my book again, because I minimized it. So let's go over fleas. I wanted to do this one too. I'll go ahead and knock them both out right now while I'm here. The following are steps on how to eliminate fleas yourself. I will insert a little disclaimer here. Fleas are not easy to eliminate on your own. The pesticides you use for fleas generally need to be applied to the floor surfaces, and sometimes pesticide even requires treatment of furniture. Understand that using pesticides as an unlicensed non-professional is not advised, and this is written merely to help you. As the reader, you understand what may happen when you hire a professional to treat your home. To treat fleas, you need to understand that all pets must be treated first. If you have indoor or outdoor animals, talk to your vet. Make sure all animal flea infestations are eliminated first. You would hate to spend money on pesticides and treat your home only to find that your dog and your cat reinfested your house. I say this on every step-by-step guide that I have written, but I can't stress it enough. Always, always, always follow your label. Never, ever go against the label, no matter what someone else has told you works for them. The label is written to keep you safe. Remember, if it kills a bug, it's toxic and must be treated as such. Always keep yourself and your pets and your children safe and never break label. So I go over this on every chapter in my book. I even have a whole section, if you watched me the other night, a whole section devoted to just following the label. The people who manufacture pesticides, they have them specifically designed to work a certain way. And the reason you follow the label is because not only is it safer for you to follow the label, the chemical is going to work the best if you follow the label. It will tell you to mix to this percentage for this bug or that percentage for another bug. That's the way you mix it to do the job right. Not every bug is the same. Not every bug needs the same volume of concentrate mixed, because some bugs require more, some bugs require less. It just depends on what the label tells you. And I'm going to actually, I tell you what, the next live stream I do, I'm going to go over a label and explain to you how to read the label and how to actually mix the pesticide. I'm not going to have time tonight. I don't have a lot of time to do these live streams, but I am purposely putting forward a little bit of time to help you guys do this. So I am taking the time out of my day to help you kill bugs. Step 1, remove all pets, children, and other persons from the home. Pick up everything off the floors from under the beds. All belongings must be placed up on surfaces that won't be being treated during the flea service. People ask me regularly if I only treat carpeted areas of the home. I treat the carpeted areas, wood floors, vinyl, and even tile and concrete. When your pet or you walk through these areas, fleas will fall off and live on these surfaces. Nearly every flea job I have been on where I missed a room due to clutter, I had to come back and retreat later because the fleas either were brought through the room by pets or people, or they migrated through the home and found their way into these rooms on their own. Fleas don't need a host to move throughout the house. So just because your cat doesn't go in that room doesn't mean the fleas aren't in that room, because they move through the house just like you move through the house. So keep that in mind. every room really does need to be treated. And it's not one of these things where you can treat one room today and then we'll move all the stuff into that room and then we'll treat the next room tomorrow. You treat it all at the same time. That's what you need to do to eliminate the fleas successfully. This is something, fleas are probably one of the hardest things that I have to explain how to kill, because I've just been doing it all my life and I know how to do it. But this is one of the most difficult things you are going to deal with. If you have fleas, this is really gonna make you want to pull your hair out. And you'll understand as I read further on. Step 2, if your pesticide label allows, remove cushions from the sofas and easy chairs. These areas people and pets frequent, and I find fleas there always. If your pesticide does not allow treatment of these areas, then try to vacuum daily to help with hatching fleas. So if you have fleas living in your couch, vacuum it every day. It will help with the fleas. It will also cause the fleas to hatch, because fleas hatch through vibration, and so it will help eliminate the fleas in your furniture. You don't have to throw away your furniture. You can kill the fleas in your furniture. Once step 1 and step 2 have been followed and you believe the house is picked up to the best of your ability, begin treatment of the floors. I will list a safe pesticide that can be used over floors later in this step-by-step guide. Be sure to get the floors wet, but not so damp that there is pooling of pesticides. To do this effectively, I recommend starting in the basement or upstairs and slowly moving throughout the house, trying not to double back over treated surfaces. So basically, you want to back through the house. So when you're treating the floor, you start at the very far end of the house and you work your way through like a grid. So basically, you view your floor like a grid work, like a giant grid, and you just work slowly back towards the door. That way you don't walk back over the treated surface, because when you walk back over the treated surface, you're going to take chemical from one part of the room and move it to another part of the room, and you're not going to have a uniform treatment. So that's why you want to make sure you don't have to walk back over your treated floor. And you don't want chemical all over your shoes either. Once floors are treated, be sure to not walk back through these rooms, as to leave the chemicals as undisturbed as possible. Leave your home for at least 3 to 5 hours, or until the floors are completely dry, whichever is longest. You may even plan a trip and come back the next day if the weather is humid when the pesticides are applied, because it does take longer for pesticides, especially coming up on the summer here in just a couple months. It's going to take longer for the chemicals to dry, so keep that in mind. You may want to go on like a trip or something, then come back the next day. You do not want to re-enter the property if the pesticide has not been allowed time to dry, because like I said, you're going to track through it and you're going to take it from one room and move it to another, and you're not going to have a uniform treatment, which does work the best for fleas. Now, this is a picture of my pants. This was actually a flea job I did. They were pretty bad. And this is what I do. Now, this is a little tip from me, is I take my pants and I tuck them into my socks. So you see how the fleas will jump on my socks, and some of them will get down in here and they'll bite me because they'll burrow into my socks. But they will crawl up the socks and up my pants, and that way they're not actually getting on my skin, and I can brush them off every so often as I'm doing the house, and I don't get bit as bad. So that I recommend that for people who are really infested. I recommend tucking your pants into your socks. Once re-entry to property has been made, be sure to vacuum floors. You will not want to mop for at least 3 weeks, but vacuuming is fine and is encouraged. When a vacuum is used where flea cocoons have been left, will cause mature fleas to emerge and jump towards the vibration. This will keep the fleas off of you while you wait for the fleas to go through their life cycles. Wait. I know this sounds silly, but I cannot stress enough that it takes time for fleas to emerge from their cocoons. While fleas are in their cocoons, the pesticides will not kill them. You must have patience. I hear from people complaining that their pest control technician cannot eliminate their fleas, and most of the time, this reason is because they just haven't waited long enough for all the fleas to hatch. So the fleas go through 2 hatch cycles. First, they hatch from an egg, and they crawl around like a larva. Then they pupate, and they go through a pupa stage, and that's when they're in a cocoon. That's the stage that they can lay dormant. That's why you want to vacuum every day, because fleas go through a dormant period where they are inside their cocoons for up to 21 days. They can stay in these cocoons and never hatch. They don't actually have to hatch. They can stay dormant in the cocoon until something walks by. This is how they survive, and they can last for long periods of time. And that's why if you go out of town, maybe you go on vacation or something, you come back and the fleas are still just as bad or worse than they were before you left, because now all these cocoons are all emerging at the same time and they all jump on you all at once. So if these steps are followed, within 21 days, your flea problem should be eliminated. If not, and you are still having issues on day 22, then you will need to retreat your home. Follow the steps for a second time. Like I said above, sometimes fleas can be very hard to eliminate, and for this reason, you need to be diligent. For my customers, I usually offer a half off on follow-up treatments as long as it's done inside of the 21 to 28 day window. This allows me to treat before fleas can reproduce, and that's important. So if you get to day 22 and you're still having fleas jumping on you and biting you, you want to retreat your home immediately. You want to pick everything up and you want to do the same thing you did before, retreat the home right away, and you'll catch those last few fleas that might still be in their cocoons before they're able to hatch and reproduce. So it's really important to get it in that 1 week window. And that's usually why people have to retreat, because they don't get it within that 1 week window. You've got to get it in that time frame. If you have tried everything above and still struggle with fleas, or maybe you have fleas but don't have pets, then try treating your yard. Fleas through migrative animals like deer and other outdoor animals will infest your yard, and sometimes a good treatment there is needed. I recommend buying granular pesticides and treating the yard with them, or hiring your local pest control company to come out. This is usually more expensive treatment than indoors because of the area that will be needed to treat, but it can last years, because remember, if you decide to treat your yard yourself, read the labels and all pesticides applied. Some pesticides recommend to not allow pets to return to the yard for so many hours or days after the treatment. Now, the reason it can take years to reinfest your yard with fleas is because more animals have to come into the yard to drop the fleas off. So once you kill the fleas in the yard, they're eliminated. The problem with fleas and eliminating them in your yard, sometimes it takes more than one treatment, and that's why you might want to try to do something yourself. If you spread granules over the yard, water the yard, and just, like I said, follow the directions on the label. You may have to do it once a week. You may have to do it once every other week. But once you break that 21-day cycle, you've killed all the fleas, and the fleas are gone. And you can do that in your yard. It's very possible. Just mow your grass down really close and treat your yard with granules. Now, here are pesticide options for fleas. Floors. Alpine WSG is what I recommend for fleas. Remember, at the time I'm writing this, the label allows for the treatment for fleas. So be sure to read the label, because labels change, okay? And as always, links will be provided for any pesticides recommended in the glossary of the book. So here's the thing about pesticide labels. I've used lots of pesticides over the years, and the label will change. Where it used to be allowed for a certain application, now it's not anymore. And that's why I put this in here. I've used the Alpine WSG for fleas. To the best of my knowledge, it's still, the label allows for it. That's what I use. I have really good success using this chemical, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be for fleas. So just keep that in mind. It works now, and depending on resistances to chemicals and what fleas have been exposed to and what they haven't been exposed to, things like that change. So keep that in mind. Outdoors. Granules are advised for outdoors. As far as brand or name, I advise to ask your local feed store or other place that sells yard supplies for pesticides that kill fleas in the yard. Because honestly, if you're going to somewhere like Home Depot or Lowe's and you ask the guy at the garden center, usually they're like some of the most knowledgeable people that work in the store, or the people that work in the garden center. And so usually you can go to those people and you can ask them about granules over the yard, and they'll show you exactly what you need to use. And so that's what I recommend doing when you're going to look for something specific to kill either fleas or grubs or ticks. You want to make sure that you talk to somebody first, and they'll show you what works the best. And that's it. And then we go to the bed bug control. So let's go down to glossary. I skipped and read the bed bugs first because of Mitchell's question. But we go down here to glossary. So this describes everything in the book that I think people need to understand. So when I go over and I write these explanations, I use terms and jargon that's used in the field that I use with other exterminators. And other exterminators can read this and understand exactly what I'm saying, but just the standard person that may not be a professional isn't. And so that's why I'm giving these actual definitions at the end of the book to try to kind of explain to you what it means. So bait is the practice of using attractants to lure the target pest to either ingest or capture with intent to kill or trap. So that's what bait is. So if you're going to bait them with yourself, like in this state, like with bed bugs, you're baiting the bed bugs to come out, to come after you as the bait, because you're the food source. But when they crawl over the chemical, they're trapped and they die. And they die from basically it's a bait trap. So you're baiting them with yourself. Or like if you were to bait a mouse with cheese, the cheese is the bait and the trap is the kill. So broadcast application, the act of treating a surface area. Usually a broadcast application covers a specific square foot area. So when you're doing a broadcast application for fleas, you want to treat the entire floor. That's considered broadcast. Crack and crevice is the act of treating inside a crack or a crevice, minimalizing the area treated, i.e. behind a baseboard or where two pieces of wood join together forming a joint. So it's not enough to just spray your baseboards. It's not enough to just spray, and make it wet there. You need to get the chemical to go inside the crack where the bugs live. So that's why I usually recommend like a B&G. And that's, if you go here and you look, I know it's expensive, but I've got the B&G is actually right there on flea control products. That's what I recommend. And the reason I recommend it for fleas is because it's able to penetrate those areas and get in those cracks really good because it's got a high PSI. Yes, Mitchell, you do. You do need to treat a memory foam mattress. You remove the foam. Like if you have a foam pad on top, like some people will have like a foam topper that's actually separate that can be removed from the mattress. When I tell people to treat their mattress, I want you to take that part off of the mattress and treat the mattress itself. So if you have a foam mattress, like a memory foam mattress, like a Tempur-Pedic or other type of memory foam mattress, yes, treat that. You need to treat that mattress. So anyway, crack and crevice. So I went over crack and crevice. So a dusting application. The act of using a dust to kill a tangerine pest. Danger. Always use respirator when using dusts. Okay, so I don't know why I put tangerine pest there. I'm going to have to go through this and edit this. I should have had you read this before I put this book online because there are a lot of edit. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Yeah, you did. I am rereading this book and I am seeing some. I mean, the act of using a dust to kill a tangerine pest, that had to be an autocorrect. That had to be an autocorrect.
Well, maybe you were talking about tangerine pest.
I must have been tired when I wrote that. I am sorry. I am stupid. Some of this is not worth 99 cents. I'm glad I'm giving it away for free right now. But danger, always use a respirator when using dusts. Fumigation, the act of using a gas to space treat an area, i.e. fogging a room for cockroaches or fleas. That's fumigation. Pesticide list. All right, so these are the pesticides that I recommend. The pesticides listed here are all used by me. I've used them all. You may need to use something other than what is listed here based on your country or state. Also, the EPA changes their list of legal pesticides very often. So, that would be another reason to use something other than what is listed here. Check your local area and read your labels. When purchasing pesticides, always consider storage. The storage of pesticides is very important. You should always read your label. On the label, there will be a section titled Storage and Disposal. Be sure to follow the directions on how and where to store pesticides and what you should do with any leftover product. That should be a do right there. See, right in that little blue spot that I highlighted, there should be a word. It says D-O. And I'm reading this, and it's irking me so bad. I can't believe I didn't proofread better. Understand that the misuse of any pesticide can cause severe injury or death to the applicator or any bystander, including children and pets. Use at your own risk. Advion. All right, this is a cockroach bait that I use, that I recommend, that works really good on cockroaches. Alpine WSG, general use pesticide, my go-to pesticide for cockroaches, fleas, and bedbugs. Read your label. Boric acid, an insecticide dust. I use this for cockroaches. Crossfire. This pesticide is only for bedbugs and should only be used for bedbugs indoors as stated on the label. Always follow your labels. People will buy Crossfire and think they can use it for fleas. It's not for fleas. It's for bedbugs. It will not work on fleas in the same way it works for bedbugs. They are different bugs. Oh, Mitchell Brooks says, do not treat a mattress topper. You can treat the mattress topper. If it's got a sheet or something like that on it, sometimes people put a special sheet on their mattress topper, take it off, and then treat it. Then you can treat it. Yeah, you can treat a mattress topper. The main thing I'm trying to convey with this how-to is to really pay attention to your mattress and your box spring. The reason that I wrote this guide is because so many people just completely negate the mattress. They treat their box spring. Sometimes they don't even treat the box spring. A lot of exterminators will come in your house and they'll say, you need to purchase total mattress encasements to put your mattress and box spring in because we're not going to treat your bed. We're not going to treat the problem area where the bed bugs are actually living. And so that's why I wanted to include this as a step-by-step guide to show people that you need to treat your mattress. The bed bugs are living on your mattress. I find bed bugs living on mattresses all the time. They live on mattresses. You need to treat mattresses. Okay, so diatomaceous earth, typically in dust form, diatomaceous earth is an affordable way to kill most any insect. It is sold to the public in two forms. Ford grade. Why didn't I put food grade? Food? No. That says Ford grade. This is some Ford grade DE. I done used this all over my Ford, and it's done killed all my bugs because I used it on my Ford. I'm so embarrassed. You heard me, didn't you?
Ford grade?
Ford grade diatomaceous earth. It's Ford grade. It's for Fords, not for Chevys. Fords only. Oh. Both forms of DE are not safe. That's supposed to say food. That's supposed to say food grade. Food grade. Both forms of DE are not safe and should be treated with respect. I do not recommend the use of DE. If you do decide to use DE, always wear a respirator. Granules. A dry pesticide, infused substance used outdoors on lawns to eliminate insects. Granules usually are a clay-type substance that only activate when wet. The label will usually instruct the applicator to water the lawn after use to activate the granules. Be sure to read the label because some granules do not allow the use of on the lawn by children or pets after application. Yeah, Leo. Yeah, I don't understand. It's labeled for the mattress. In fact, the directions on the label say to treat the mattress. If they're not treating the mattress with the pesticide, they're disobeying a direct line of the label that says to do it. IGRs, a pesticide used to regulate the growth of an insect. Nigard is an example of one IGR. IGRs are used in addition to other pesticides. For example, you may add Nigard to a tank of already pre-mixed pesticide for fleas to help eliminate any fleas that aren't killed by the main pesticide. Tools of the trade. All right. Mitchell says, one last question. You've been so helpful. I have never seen a bed bug living on anything I own. Only seen bites and only seen dead bed bugs. If this is the case, is there any place I should focus on? Just the places I pretty much mentioned here, like your baseboards and in your mattresses and your furniture and stuff like that mainly. Those are really the only places you really need to focus on. B&G. This is my number one go-to tool for pest control. I wouldn't do any insect control without one. People ask me every day, would it be okay to buy something cheaper? My answer is undoubtedly no. It is such a great tool and will last a lifetime. B&G makes quality and I love their products. And that is not an advertisement for B&G. I just really love my B&G. I'll show you. This is. In fact, I even made a little cartoon character. See that's my cartoon B&G. I made that. I drew that because I love B&G. I love them. I think they're great. Just because they work so well and they work forever. My dad started his business in 1985, and he still has his original B&Gs from when he first started his company, and they still work. They're still good. I mean, he's had to do some fixing and repairs of like gaskets and stuff like that, normal wear and tear stuff, but they're still really good tanks. Duster. This tool is used to apply dust for various insects. PPE. Everybody should know what PPE means. Speaking of which, t-shirt right there. I am essential. I'm doing this whole live stream to help raise funds for the coronavirus. And it's a t-shirt. It's not something you just give money and you don't get anything in return other than you help somebody, which I like to do. That's why I'm here. I'm doing this for you guys because I just like to help you guys. I like to do this. This is what I like to do. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this whole thing for. I'm reading my book. I'm giving you all this free information and everything in hopes that you will buy a $20 shirt that looks like that right there. But anyway, PPE, proper protective equipment, or PPE for short, is what you need to wear or use in order to protect yourself and others around you from exposure to pesticide or practices of pest control. Chemical-resistant gloves, pants, long-sleeve shirt, and boots, etc. The label will tell you what type of PPE to wear to apply the chemical. Respirator, for any pesticide or dust that requires filtered breathing. Always make sure the respirator makes a good seal. This may require shaving any facial hair. I know guys with beards hate that, but you know what? Your life is worth more than your beard. Seriously. Beard will grow back. You may have to shave it. You may. Natural pesticides. I include this here to state that there are some natural pesticides out there that do kill bugs. The main issue I have with organic or natural pesticides is that people tend to not treat them with much respect. All pesticides should be treated as poison. If you decide to go an all-natural route of pest control, know that you are still at risk for being poisoned. All natural pesticides don't tend to go through as much testing as the EPA-approved pesticides. So you may suffer a reaction that may not be listed on the label. Always read the labels and always be careful. Food grade. This is a term used to separate more safe pesticides from more usually non-safe pesticides. Understand that just because food grade may be on the label does not make the pesticide safe for humans. For example, DE can be food grade, but is not safe to breathe and may cause one to come under a false sense of security and not wear a respirator. Remember, when food grade pesticides kill things and should be treated with respect. Anything that kills anything should be treated with respect. A knife can kill people. A gun can kill people. Food grade pesticides can harm you. Understand, if they harm bugs, they're harming them. They can harm you too. Be careful. Always be careful. Websites. So this is why I recommend buying the Kindle book or getting it for free like right now, because it is free right now. I do it free as often as Amazon will allow me to. I wanted to put both of my books up for free because of this whole thing I'm doing with the coronavirus, trying to help people. But right now, this is the only one that's free, and it's on the Amazon page. I'll post that again real quick for people, so you can go get it right now. I recommend you go get it because it's free and it don't cost you nothing. And it's got Ford grade information, not for Chevy. This is a list of my personal websites and places to purchase all the pesticides and tools listed in this book. The Amazon page, which is one I just posted here, is an affiliate page, but it is also a trusted site to purchase the right tools to do the job. And be assured, what you buy is what you get. I only promote products that I personally use daily and I know personally work. The reason I use Amazon is because that's how I started my business. 4 years ago, I decided to take the leap and start my own company. And when I did, I used Amazon to purchase most of my products because I didn't have a large clientele. I didn't need a lot of pesticides. Now I have a contact that I get from my suppliers and stuff. But back then, it was just me. I didn't have a lot, so I ordered small and I worked my way up. That's why I use Amazon, because Amazon has a great return policy. If you get something and it's not what you were supposed to get, you can take it to Kohl's and they'll take it back. It's actually, that's why I like Amazon. That's why I promote them. You can get these chemicals in other places. You don't have to buy them on Amazon. But if you bookmark my link and you go to Amazon and you buy anything there, it gives me a kickback too. So just so you know, you don't have to buy stuff from me. You can go to Amazon and buy a pool. It'll still give me a kickback because you bought something from Amazon using my link. So this is the link, which I just posted in chat. Patreon, that's my link for Patreon if you want to support me for all I do. Facebook page, this is my Facebook page. You can contact me directly on Facebook. I put that there. These are all my social media links. Twitter, if you want to tweet me some pictures. Some people do. I love that. I love getting tweets. I don't ever get tweets. So if you send me a tweet, I feel so special. So tweet me some pictures. I love that. And I'm not kidding. I really mean it. I'm so lonely. It's social distancing. I gotta. I'm not okay. My wife's here. I'm not lonely. I love you, honey.
No, I'm saying, are you lonely?
No, I'm fine. Be quiet. Stop interrupting me. Stop embarrassing me. As a newer pest control business, what advice would you give me to spend my marketing dollars on? My word of mouth is great, just going slower than I would like. Yeah. Google Ads. Get you some PPC. Pay-per-click. Yeah, get a website. Yeah.
With the SEO.
Yeah, I paid a guy $1,500 to rebuild my website. Now, I built my website, and I got a lot of business from my website. I paid somebody $1,500 to go in and really rebuild my website from the bottom up and just completely give a whole revamp to it. And I have sold more business because of my website than anything. Your website is really important. It's more important than PPC. It's really important to hire a decent SEO company and have them come in and do a revamp of your website. It makes a big difference. And typically, that's not cheap. If you've got somebody that's telling you, I can get you on page 1 of Google, they are lying to you. Don't listen to them. It takes months to get top in Google. It takes a long time. It took me years. It took me 2 years of working all the time to get to the front page of Google. And I'm still, I think, only at 7 or 6 on the list. So just keep that in mind. But a good website is worth it. Yeah. I have to, and one thing about websites now with Google, they just rolled out this new thing with your website where you have to make sure you're constantly updating. So let's say right now it's April and the problems that we're seeing are ants, maybe stink bugs, depends on where you live, termites. And so you want to cycle those through. So if you do like a WordPress site and you can put like on the front page, like a picture of a termite and say, this is termite season or whatever, Google sees that you're constantly updating your site. So that pushes you up in the list too. So you want to make sure you keep up to date on your website, make sure you're constantly updating your website. And sometimes that requires paying somebody to do that. It's worth the money. It really is. I know it seems like a lot of money that you're having to pay to do all this stuff, but you've got to spend money to make money. You have to. But PPC is good. I started PPC campaign based on what you're trying to eliminate. If you're trying to do cockroaches, then you'll want to do that. And Google Ads is really where it's at, and Facebook. If you can get somebody that really understands how the Facebook media works, that's what I'd recommend. A professional that does Facebook marketing and Google marketing. That's what I would honestly spend all my money on. Don't waste your money on the phone book. I got 2 calls in 3 years of advertising in the phone book. Nobody uses it anymore. They just don't. And it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. With Crossfire, should the application be a bit damp? Yeah, right. So you want it to be a little damp, but you don't want it to be wet to the point of runoff. And the label, I believe, even says that. You want the areas you treat the most heavy are going to be the seams of the mattress, the seams of the box spring, and where all of your wood and your springs kind of meet together inside the box spring, those areas. The rails of your bed, the bed rails and stuff, those are the areas you're going to treat heavily with Crossfire. And all the other spots are going to be like a mist. So this is my YouTube. And this is just a long link because I didn't want to give the really one. The actual YouTube link that they gave me is youtube.com/Green Acres Pest Control LLC Charlottesville. And it's super long, so I didn't put that there. But this is my website. And book a time. So I actually have so where you can book time to talk to me. So I put that there so you can talk to me on the phone directly, just me and you. Always read the label. Label is the law. Always practice safety. Never go against the label. Good luck to everyone. So that's my book. And then thank you. I got my little logo right there. And that's it. 39 pages. Super easy. Quick and easy. It only took me 2 live streams to go over the whole thing. So that's it. Anyway, Google's not impressed me at the moment, but the ads are going okay. You need to get people to you need to get your customers to advertise for you. So what I started doing is the customers that love you, and you're going to have customers that really love you. All of my customers, they love me, but there are the customers that really, really like you, and they want to see you succeed. Send those customers an email. Say, look, I really appreciate your business. I love working for you. I enjoy working for you. It's a joy to see you every month or whatever. I love to kill your bugs. Basically it's a love note from the pest control guy. And say, if it doesn't bother you at all, do you mind giving me a 5-star review on Google? Or do you mind giving me a review on Google? You don't even have to ask for 5 stars, because if you know that person likes you, they're going to go give you a 5-star review. And then you send them the email and you tell them, look, I really like you. It's great. I really appreciate all the work, and I love being give rid of your ants, and I love being able to kill your spiders, or I love being able to, take care of your termites or whatever you did, and say, do you mind giving me a review? And give them the direct link to your map pack page. So they don't have to do any work, but just click it and go 5 stars. That's all they have to do. And that will help you. I have 18, 19, 20, something like that reviews. And I got that in just a few weeks because I just asked people to review me, and they will review you. Facebook matters too. So if they give you like a 5-star review on Facebook, that matters. Phone calls. Answer your phone. I'm 24 hours. Okay? This phone stays with me all the time. If this phone rang right now, I would drop YouTube and I would answer the phone right now. I'd say, hey, I'll be right back. I got to answer the phone. And you would see the little do stream fixing or getting ready or whatever. And I would go and talk to people, because the customer, that's how I make my living. And I'm 24 hours. The best thing I ever did for my business was I listed my business as a 24-hour company. And people think it's crazy, but they realize you want to work. If you're at home, what does it hurt to answer the phone and say, yes, I'm really booked until this day. I'll come this day. If you don't want to work at night, you don't have to work at night. You just have to answer the phone and tell them, I will be there first thing in the morning. I've got you first on the list. It's really important. Some people actually need pest control in the middle of the night. And it's not that they can wait. Like, they might have a raccoon in the house. You may not deal with raccoons, but if they want somebody to just ease their mind, sometimes all it takes is a phone call. So, hey Kingsley, how are you doing tonight? Kingsley always makes my live streams. He got a total crush on me. He's always here. So, but anyway, like I said, just treat your customers are the bread and butter of your business. And the thing that I really like to strive towards with my company is customer service. The customer gets what the customer wants, whatever the customer wants. Don't force contracts. Not everybody can agree. Not everybody can sign the dotted line and just go with that commitment. If they, whatever they're willing to pay you, just do the work. Not what they're willing to pay you, but you have your pricing. You have to stick to your prices. And one thing I did when I started was I priced high. And I priced high on purpose because I want people to understand that I'm a premium service. I've been doing this for 32 years. I've got a lot of experience. I've got more experience than most anybody else in my area. There are very few exterminators that have been doing exterminating for over 30 years. So sell that. That's you. I'm sorry I didn't show up Kingsley last night. He waited for me, and I didn't show up last night. I was so tired. I've gotten this.
You need to go on, even if it's 30 minutes. You're like, oh, they don't want to spend 30 minutes with me.
The problem is that I am 38 years old, and I feel like I'm 60. I work all the time, and I'm tired. and then I come online and I talk to you guys for several hours. I'm still tired. I'm really tired right now. I would love a cup of coffee. But,
I got coffee.
well, it's like 8:15 though, and it's late. And I know if I drink a cup of coffee now, I'm going to be up all night. And I need to sleep because I'm old and I need to sleep. So I'm just tired all the time. I've got a 18-month-old who still breastfeeds at night and wakes us up. I've got a 7-year-old who sleepwalks and has nightmares while she's sleepwalking. That's terrifying. I have a 15-year-old that stays up all night playing video games, and I can't sleep because my kids won't let me. Another reason I'm 24 hours, because why not go out and kill bugs, then stay up at night and just be at home? So, oh, Kingsley says, regards to your lovely wife. I think he has a crush on you, not me. He's here for you, because they want to hear you. That's what it is. I know the truth. I know what it's all about. But it's late. I've been streaming for, what is it, an hour now? How long has it been? 65 minutes.
You worked all day, and I drug you to see a property.
Yeah, we're trying to buy a property now. We're gonna, yeah.
I don't know. We're probably in a bidding war.
It's no fun. So,
They can have it.
yeah. If they want it that bad, they can have it. We'll find something better. So, I got 8 people watching right now. So, all you 8 people need to go buy a shirt. I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to, but I'm just gonna say you should. It helps people that have been suffering with coronavirus, and that's what it's for, and that's what I'm doing this for. But I got this shirt. It's really funny. I need to get one better zoomed in so you can actually see what it says on that bottom one. But it basically says, if you can read this, you're not 6 feet away. That's what the bottom one says, and the top one says I'm essential. So you can see that's what the shirt looks like. It's that color and everything. It's blue. I like blue. I wear blue right now. But how do I handle head lice? I don't. That's a doctor's job. I don't handle head lice. That is the doctor's job. Head lice, body lice, crabs, scabies, all these kind of things, that's something that I cannot handle. Now, that doesn't mean I don't joke about it with people. When you go into a warehouse, they'll always say, hey, Bob over there, he's got crabs. Why don't you spray him? That doesn't mean you can't joke about it, but I don't do it. That's something the doctor has to prescribe you, some kind of a solution that you put on your skin to kill those bugs. So I can't actually do that. So I am going to actually have to get off of here because I'm tired. But if you guys think about it and you want to support the channel and you want to come out and you like, some people will tell me, they'll say, look, I really appreciate what you do. How can I donate to you? Don't donate to me. Just go here and get a shirt. I don't need the money. I do this for you guys because I love you guys and I like to do this. I like to give people advice. I never in a million years would have thought I would be sitting here on YouTube talking to people for 3.5 years about bugs. I love what I do. I love all the people that tell me. Like, I have had so many people contact me through Facebook and YouTube that thank me for all that I've done in helping them get rid of their problem and their bed bugs. It means the world to me. So if I can give back to the community in any way that I can, that's what I'm doing. That's what I use YouTube for. I know it sounds cliche and it doesn't sound like it's true, but it absolutely is true. My wife can vouch for me. I've given away next to free bedbug work for people just because of what YouTube does for me. I take all the money I make from my monetization, I give it to other people. I donate it to people. I take care of people. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. And all I want is to help other people. So if you get a shirt, hopefully it'll help. If you guys have a really great night, I really appreciate it. And I've got the link below. If you're watching this VOD later, it's down there. It says buy a shirt here. It's the very first link in the description. And I will see you as soon as I see you. And look, oh, I got a baby. Oh, I got my baby. He just woke up from a nap. You gonna say hello to everybody? Look, you gotta say hello. You gotta look, see, there you are. Oh, look at that noggin. You got that bump right there. Poor thing. Say hi. See, look right there. Look right there at the camera. Right there. Say hi. Hi. All right. We'll see y'all later. Let me see if I can click this button over here with it.